I'll get them. Y'all know you one thing at a time. Nope.
Let me out of the car if my little brother did all that.
Spread your leg.
All right, let me out.
Y'all gotta go.
I don't care about you.
Y'all gotta go, man. Y'all gotta go.
You take this like my thing.
Some officers think the badge gives them a free pass to do whatever they want, but they're wrong. In today's video, we're exposing creepy cops who got caught in the act thinking no one would call them out. But they weren't ready for the people who knew their rights and stood their ground.
Put your hands behind your back.
What'd I do wrong?
Drinking alcohol in public place.
No, sir, I did not.
So the video I've got of you drinking.
Yeah, look on camera.
Uh-huh. Doesn't work that way.
Camera.
Now, the last thing you'd expect when going through a tough time in life is to end up with a prison sentence. But unfortunately, a guy named Daniel was an easy target for the cops that day. He was seen drinking alcohol in the middle of the street in broad daylight. A police officer didn't waste a second, and he walked right up to Daniel and warned him that he wasn't allowed to do that. So far, you might think this all sounds fair. But wait, because this cop is about to show his true colors.
Daniel, what are you up to now? Huh?
Charlie 1025.
My belt off.
Man, you can't have alcohol out here. Open a container of alcohol.
Oh, I don't open. I don't put it up.
Let me have it there.
No, I ain't taking it with me.
Huh? I ain't gonna take it with you. I'm gonna dump it out.
No. Everybody else is drinking it cold.
You're not gonna drink out here.
I'm gonna pour it out.
I'll pour it out.
Sure.
Well, you think I'm gonna drink up and drink your alcohol?
Yeah, you are.
You think so? Here, I ain't done with you. Come on back here. All right. Hurry up, put your hands behind your back.
Here, pour it out for me.
Put your hands behind your back.
What'd I do wrong?
Drinking alcohol in a public place.
I mean, you're a breathalyzer. I'm not drunk.
It doesn't matter. You can't drink it in a public place. Put your hands behind your back.
What'd I do wrong?
Drinking alcohol in a public place.
No, sir, I did not.
So the video I've got of you.
Instead of calming the situation, the officer escalated it by ignoring every de-escalation tactic he was supposedly trained to use. Rather than clarify the law or issue a citation, he turned a minor infraction into a public show of dominance. What kind of justice relies on provoking confusion and fear just to justify an arrest? And the worst part is, he's just getting warmed up.
You drinking?
Yeah, look on camera.
Uh-huh. Doesn't work that way.
Camera.
Doesn't work that way.
Check on video. Yes, it does. Check on video, bro.
All right.
Check my pockets.
I'm doing that.
Did I do anything wrong?
Yeah. You're sitting out here drinking alcohol in a public place.
I didn't drink.
You didn't. You got any other things in here?
No.
A few needles.
Yeah.
What are you shooting with?
I ain't see nothing, but I gotta go to the needle exchange so I need some good ones.
You get some good ones.
Yeah, so I can go buy some drugs.
What are you shooting? Heroin? Meth? Shoot mold. Huh?
Different ways, you know how you want to die with it. Pull my pants down, bro. Pull my pants down.
I get it.
All right.
Or
You're
you're
searching me,
You what?
The officer heard about the man's little brother possibly drinking nearby, but instead of showing concern or checking on the welfare of either person, he used the moment to pry for drug confessions through casual accusations. The line between questioning and coercion had already blurred because his goal was never to find facts, only to collect statements. And what came next made that tactic look tame by comparison.
I didn't do nothing wrong. My little brother. My little brother's over there drinking now.
Well, where?
He's over there. Alcohol.
Is he?
Yeah, he was.
All right. I'm working on it. You got any kind of drugs on you that I didn't find?
No, sir, dude, I don't do drugs.
All right. You do drugs. You do heroin and meth.
I mean, I still
You sell, but you don't do it.
drugs.
All right, let's go that way.
Give my cigarettes, bro. All right. Hey, sit down a minute. All right.
Yeah.
Do what?
There you go.
My little brother. Yep.
This way. Have a seat in there. Right there.
What?
Right there. Have a seat.
The moment Daniel mentioned he was thinking about ending his own life, the officer should have stopped everything and initiated a mental health protocol. But he brushed it off and pushed forward with the arrest as if threatening self-harm was just another excuse to ignore. In that instant, the law was abandoned. When a cry for help becomes an inconvenience, you can be sure the officer's priorities are about to get even more disturbing.
Have a seat. Come on. Come on. We're going to take you down there.
No.
Alcohol intoxication and drinking in public place.
No, I'm going to the hospital.
No.
I'm too tough.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out about that.
Have a seat in there, Daniel.
Attention all units. Attention all units. Today we will
I'll get them. I can only do one thing at a time.
silence to honor
Have a seat.
the memory
Have a
of
seat.
fallen firefighters
Have a seat.
and first responders.
No, I didn't do it wrong. That's all.
Have a seat. I can't go get your cigarettes and stuff until you sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. I'm not going to shoot you. Have a seat.
Got my little brother in a minute. Let me out of here.
Sit in the
Let me
car.
out of here, bro.
Daniel,
I'll sit down for a second.
there you go.
Let me out of here, man.
Spread out. Spread your legs. Put your legs in there.
Put my pants back up.
Get back in there.
Put my pants back up.
Women have given their lives for.
Daniel kept repeating that what was happening to him was illegal, but none of the officers seemed interested in addressing the accusation. Instead of responding with facts or procedures, they drowned him out with commands as if raising your voice could substitute for the law. When a suspect knows their rights better than the people arresting him, the power dynamic is weaponized, and the misuse of that power was far from over.
And since that day, protecting others, today we recognize you.
Daniel. Daniel. Stop it.
Is our greatest inheritance. We will never forget.
Man, stop. Hey, stop. No, dude, this is illegal, bro. Hey, bro. Stop. No, dude, this is illegal, bro. Illegal, bro.
Daniel. Howdy. Could be better.
Get me out of here.
Okay.
Take me out of here.
I'm gonna tase you.
No, sir. Don't do that.
Well, then stop doing what you're doing.
Let me out of the car.
No.
The officer ignored every sign of distress, choosing instead to escalate the situation with threats of a taser. At this point, Daniel was pleading, confused, and tried to explain that he wasn't to blame, but none of that mattered. The officer used the looming threat of force to assert control, but it's only a matter of time before brutality becomes just another option.
All right, my little brother did all that.
Spread your legs.
All right,
Or
let me
not
out
spread
of the
your legs.
car.
Put your legs in there.
Let me out of the car.
No.
Pull my pants back up.
No. Well,
Pull my pants back normal. Pull my pants back. Look,
I'm working on it.
My side so you can pull my pants back normal.
all right. Spread your legs there. Put your
Let me
legs
get
in
out of the
there.
car, dude.
Put your legs in there.
I'm not being blamed for his bullshit anymore.
Put your legs in there.
Tase my little brother, not me.
I don't want to tase anybody, but you're gonna make me do it.
No, I'm not.
Put your legs in there.
My little brother's trying to blame me for all this. I didn't
Back
do
in
nothing
there.
wrong. Get my shit back in the bag. Hey, dude, stop!
Put your legs in there. Don't.
Dude, your legs are in.
Daniel, listen to me. Listen to me. If you try to damage equipment here
I'm
again, I'm
not
gonna tase
damaging
you.
shit.
Okay.
Let me out, dude. Let me out. I'll roll down the window if you want to spray.
I don't. Spray's inside. You got any with you?
Yeah.
Now, instead of following proper booking procedures or logging Daniel's belongings with transparency, the officer casually claimed to be handling his property off camera and without accountability. When someone under arrest challenges the officer's versions of events, it's often dismissed as paranoia. But here's the real question. If the officer had nothing to hide, why act like he did? This isn't the last time we'll see personal rights treated like optional suggestions.
Put my drinks and all my cigarettes, my stuff in my backpack.
Yeah, I will. You gotta give me a second. Hey Daniel, I've got your stuff. I'm putting it in your backpack. I'm putting it in your backpack.
It's in your backpack, man.
Got that. There's that if you need that.
The officer left Daniel's belongings scattered on the road, showing no concern for preserving property or respecting basic custodial rights. When asked to return a belt, the officer dismissed him without hesitation, confident there would be no consequences. That kind of carelessness doesn't come from inexperience. It comes from knowing the system rarely punishes officers for acting like the rules don't apply. And what's coming next proves just how deep that entitlement runs.
Sharp container for the needles.
Put my stuff.
Daniel?
Into the. See my stuff in the road right there?
That's a bag.
Put your feet
That's a
down.
bag.
Where they're supposed to be. Put your feet where
You got my
they're
keys?
supposed to be. Oh, yeah. My stuff out of the road. My stuff. Going in your backpack. No, give me my stuff. He is. Watching right now. Put all my stuff back in there.
The officer claimed not to see Daniel's cigar, even though Daniel clearly knew what he had with him. Denying someone's personal items might seem small, but it speaks volumes about how little respect was given to his voice or his version of reality. When minor possessions are treated like disposable junk, it's no stretch to imagine how easily someone's rights gets tossed aside too. And unfortunately, that pattern was far from finished.
All right then.
All right.
That's your. Should you throw mine back in there?
Yep. You want me to follow you down?
Can if you want to.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't see a cigar out here, Daniel.
I got you.
All that junk. Keep pushing it.
When officers start deciding which of your belongings matter and which can be tossed, they stop acting like public servants and start behaving like gatekeepers of your dignity. Daniel asked if they were going to return his things or just steal them, an outrageous question, only if you assume fairness. But in this case, the officers offered no clarity, no receipts, and no respect.
Now. Huh? What? There's nothing there except an empty bottle. That Coke you can't take with you. You can't take it with you. They dump it out. All right.
Grab it. Hey, sir.
I'm listening to you.
Grab that.
No, they won't let you take it with you.
What's somebody gonna steal it?
No,
Steal my shit.
they won't let you take food.
Or are
and
you gonna
stuff.
steal my shit or just gonna leave it there?
I took anything of value.
Taking it or giving it back to me or just stealing it?
Put the book with one else.
When someone says they want to die, even the most basic police training demands an immediate medical response. But this officer reacted like he'd been inconvenienced, not alerted to a crisis. There was no urgency, no sign that Daniel's safety mattered. The only thing this cop seemed interested in was reasserting control, as if his outburst were just another form of disrespect. And the way he chose to handle it will only get darker.
I'm gonna pepper spray you.
I'm gonna kill myself. I just I wanna have eyes. I can't never spray.
501. Stop it! Stop!
Alright, you're trying to call Baker at Public.
501. Start somebody up to Brownsboro and Lexus for me with a helmet. He's in his head. probably going to need CO here in a second.
Help!
Pretty is 510 on this day, and you with the helmet.
I told you to stop.
Okay.
The officer casually called Daniel crazy while requesting EMS, as if labeling him excused the failure to intervene sooner. It's easy to pretend concern once the damage is done, but where was that concern when Daniel was begging for help? The report now mentions head trauma and pepper spray, but no one will mention the negligence that caused both. And as the paperwork starts, so does the effort to rewrite what really happened.
I told you to stop. Usually you talk to him and he's fine, but he's crazy, but...
Yeah, go ahead and press that way, just because, and they also need the sergeant.
Follow up over there.
Got his hands up.
Oh, so we're going to need EMS here for a pepper spray and trauma to the head, bang in his head.
The officer used pepper spray on Daniel a second time, then casually reminded him that it hurts, as if pain were a teaching tool and not a consequence of reckless force. Moments later, he shifted into light banter with a colleague, as if assaulting a distressed man was just part of the day's rhythm. When the police treat chemical weapons like conversation starters, you can be sure the report will leave out what really stings.
No. You me spray you again?
Do not let me go!
No, you're going to jail. Yeah, I know it hurts. Stop doing what you're doing. You won't get sprayed again. Nope. Well, it's nice to have those cars.
I know. I heard it when you keyed up the first time, and I saw you put your car in park. I was like, oh, I know we'll be pulling over here.
Well, I told him to stop doing what he's doing. He said, okay. As soon as I pulled out, he did it again. So. Stop kicking. What's up, man? I get along fine with you. We get along fine.
While Daniel sat restrained and blinded by pepper spray, the officers calmly discussed spit hoods and hobbies like they were prepping a lunch order and not cleaning up after a violent escalation. What they never mentioned is that the pepper spray is only justified when someone poses an active threat. Daniel was handcuffed, disoriented, and pleading. Spraying him again was cruelty. And the worst part is, they acted like it was policy.
Clancy, we'll see you.
Radius. 89 west. Can you all be turned 7 after division, please?
Alright. Doors are unlocked on that side. I got a hobble over there and a spit hood. Try to throw the spit hood on first.
Yeah.
He's been pepper sprayed, so he's going to have it all over him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Huh? Sorry, no. Hey, Daniel. I don't want to open the door with his feet that way. I'd rather pull him back way.
Daniel begged to be taken to the hospital. Instead, officers placed a spit hood over his head while he screamed for someone to shoot him. A man in a psychological crisis was treated like a biohazard, not a human being. Police aren't allowed to use force or restraints on someone who isn't actively dangerous, but here, they layered indignity on top of suffering, all while ignoring his pleas.
Coming out. Yeah, put that hood on him right there. Put that hood on. Hold on. Put the hood on here first.
No, shoot me. Please kill me. Yeah, put it on and kill me. And shoot me in the face.
Sit up. Check the herb.
Take me to the hospital. Or put that on and shoot me in the face. And everything will go away.
Daniel was lying on the ground begging for death in the middle of the street, and the officers responded by adjusting his restraints like they were tightening luggage straps. Not one of them paused to question whether this level of trauma might require a medic before another set of handcuffs. They were trying to wrap up a mess they helped create, and from their tone, you'd think this was a job well done.
Yeah, he shoot me in the middle of the street, pull me out in the middle of the street, and then pull my head off. Pull me out in the middle of the street first, and then shoot me right here.
No, we ain't gonna do that. All right, get back up. Hey, get back in there.
Use your legs, buddy.
Come on, get up. Get up.
I do not know if I'm thank you.
You try to catch him behind his back again. Okay.
I'm okay. The EMS with an email that was shaking and coming at the now, sir. EMS are already on scene.
This one's loose. Got it? Yep, got it. Hand behind your back. Bring him right back. I got it.
I got this hand.
Lock.
Stop.
Okay. All right, get up.
As Daniel struggled to move, disoriented, likely in pain, and possibly still unable to see, the officers mocked him for not following commands fast enough. One even told him to grow up, as if trauma and confusion were signs of immaturity, not the direct result of their own actions. It's no wonder they rushed to get him off his stomach, and the way they handled it next makes that irony even sharper.
Daniel, get up. Daniel, get up. There you go. Get in the car. Get out, have a seat. Get in the car. Daniel. Get up. Get up. Put your feet in there. Oh, good Lord, Daniel. You need to grow up. Watch where you put. Get in there. Daniel, get in. Watch your feet. There we go. He needs to set up. Get off your stomach. Can't leave him on his stomach. Come on, hurdle.
Daniel asked to go to the hospital again, but the officers ignored him and focused on how to restrain him further. They spoke about hobbies like tools in a workshop, while he remained face down, struggling to move. One of them mocked him for not sitting up, as if he hadn't just been sprayed, cuffed, and dragged. Their patience had run out, but their disregard for basic humanity was only picking up speed.
Get up.
Lean up. Lean up. Alright, we may have to just pull him out.
Good Lord, Daniel. Why don't you grow up a little bit? You'll pull him that way and we'll kick his feet in and then we'll hobble his feet.
Say it again.
Pull him that way. There's a hobble in that door. We'll hobble him.
Come on. Can I go to the hospital?
You gotta sit up. Daniel, you can't lay on your stomach. Stop.
Daniel cried for help while the officers tightened restraints and snapped at him to stop crying, as if showing pain was a personal failure. One of them muttered that he did another deed, already framing him as a repeat offender before anything had been proven. No one offered assistance. No one paused to assess his condition. They only got more irritated that he wasn't quiet.
Pull him that way. Yep, I know. You have to get off your stomach. Alright, his feet are secure. Sit up, Daniel. Sit up. Sit up. Stop crying. Grown damn man. Sit up. Get another deed in there, too. What? I think he, maybe.
Somebody help!
The officers talked logistics like they were moving furniture, not handling a human being who had just begged for medical help. They debated which way to shove his body, not how to safely transport him. One even used a pressure point technique to force him into position, an aggressive tactic that's rarely justified on someone already restrained. And what they chose to ignore next pushed everything past the line.
Help! Please kill me!
Alright, sit up.
Oh, yeah!
What do you say? We gotta get him off
Take me to the hospital!
Roll over. Yeah, it's in the door.
Take me to the hospital! What's the EMT?
Well, his legs are there, so it'd be better to push him that way, but...
Yeah, I should put his legs over there.
You know what? I can push his legs down. I don't
You
know
know,
if there's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
There's not a good way to do it. All right, Daniel, you got to sit up. You can't leave you like that. Roll over. Damn it. Get up. Get up. Yep, that's cold pressure point. Come on, get your legs down. Seatbelt. Don't kick. Good Lord.
One officer casually explained Daniel's condition by blaming alcohol, drugs, and mental instability, never once considering that their own actions had pushed him into a crisis. They spoke like they were diagnosing a problem from a distance, not like they had just pepper sprayed, restrained, and ignored his medical pleas. When officers write the story as it unfolds, they just need a narrative, and what they were building here was far from innocent.
Well, he's crazy. He's been drinking, and it's not a good combination. I got the humble. Yep. Is that your brother? Hit the lock button, and then crack that window. I can't hear you. Yeah, I'm gonna let him talk to him.
I see him together a lot.
Yeah, that's his brother.
Yeah, that's what he asked me when I walked up. I was like, I think it's your brother over there.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on him today, because normally I can talk to him and he's fine, but
Yeah.
today he's just, I don't know if he's used a bunch of meth or what. I know he was turning up.
The officer listed off pepper spray, a spit hood, a helmet, and restraints without blinking. He didn't mention that Daniel asked for a hospital. or that he was the reason things spiraled. No, he just made sure everyone heard how difficult Daniel was, never how badly he had been treated. And the way they keep justifying themselves tells you exactly what they're trying to do next.
Got a big bottle of whiskey when I saw him. But
I know you. Was it out earlier? It's something right
yeah.
here?
Yeah, I know. But he's going to jail. Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Six and Jefferson. I don't know. He's banging his head. I mean, so hard it was moving my shield, kicking the windows and all that kind of stuff, trying to damage the car. He was pepper sprayed in the back. He's got a spit hood and a helmet on. This is Daniel Murphy. The cousin, literally an hour ago. And that's the brother. It is, but the hobble's on this side. So you might want to come in up from the other side. Roll the window down. Murphy, what's going on today? Yeah. What's that?
At this point, it was no longer a matter of unprofessionalism. These creepy cops were caught in the act, and it's clear they were genuinely bad people. But before you watch the rest of this shocking video, I want to ask you something. Have you ever encountered a police officer who ignored your rights, your feelings, or even the law, just to satisfy his ego and abuse his authority? Tell us in the comments below.
Can. I wonder if they sent them to the original location.
At this point, no one even pretended to care why Daniel was in crisis. They stood around, passed the responsibility, and waited for someone else to deal with the fallout. It wasn't about helping him, and it definitely wasn't about justice. The silence between them said more than the reports ever will. And the next move? That's where their indifference turns into something worse.
Might have been for somebody else.
On a male subject that was in the complaint yard, touching himself, he ran from the location when he realized he was home. More than 10 minutes.
Pulled his what?
White male, black face mask, lime green shirt,
Is it-
brown pants, moved to 42 minutes.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be able to get them all the way up though. Come on. It's coming, it's right here. Yeah, it's going to. Yeah. Yeah, you want to talk to him over there?
A backup officer arrived and, without hesitation, sided with the cop who just spent the last half hour escalating a mental health crisis. He didn't question what happened, didn't ask Daniel a single thing. He just nodded along like the story had already been written. That's the kind of loyalty that keeps bad cops protected and victims silenced. What happens next only proves it.
Calm him down a little bit. All right, let me let him miss in here and talk to him. He's got the hobble on that side. I don't know. He's got to have bruise or lacerations. I couldn't see him bleeding, but he was hitting it so hard, hit the lot, but he's hitting it so hard the whole shield was moving forward. So he's gonna have a goose egg there. That's hooked there because he pulled it.
The officer made sure to mention that Daniel didn't hit anyone, just kicked the inside of the car, yet somehow they still treated him like a violent threat. The brother tried to calm things down, but his words didn't carry nearly as much weight as the officer's rehearsed version of events. When a suspect's own family is ignored in favor of whatever story fits best, you can bet the truth is about to get buried even deeper.
Knock away from the ball. That's his brother, trying to calm him down. You talk to him? No. Yeah, they need to talk to him right this minute. Well, like I said, normally I don't have that much trouble with him, but you know, normally I can talk to him, but he was yeah, I know. Huh?
He didn't get for any kicks or anything?
No, he didn't strike anybody. He kicked both doors, and if it wasn't the bars, he would have busted the window out. The doors were bouncing. I can't hear you.
Daniel said he wanted to go to the hospital again, and of course, the officer instantly dismissed it as a trick to avoid jail, not a possible medical need. The decision wasn't based on health, it was based on suspicion. They debated policy like it was a game of strategy, not a man's life on the line. When police treat medical care as an optional loophole, you start to wonder how many people end up in cells instead of ICU beds.
10 feet. Why we need to go to the hospital? Because when he got told he wanted to go or going to jail, he wants to claim that stuff. Okay. You want him to go to the hospital? Just because he wants to ride to the hospital doesn't mean he has to go. He's trying to go to the hospital as opposed to going to jail. Right. So.
They said they want to go.
The officer admitted he only called medics because he pepper sprayed Daniel, meaning the call wasn't about concern, it was about covering protocol. No one even removed the helmet to check his head, just guessed there was no bleeding and moved on. The priority was whether or not the report would look clean, and when injuries are evaluated through a face shield, you know the truth is being kept under lock and helmet.
So you guys sit still and let us check his vitals? Yeah, so if he's not one of these off, we're going to take you to the book.
Yeah, if everyone's kicking there, it's on the book.
Sounds like
Yeah, I mean, I really just called because I pepper sprayed him.
Right.
We have to call for that.
That's we looked at his head without taking the helmet off. It doesn't look like bleeding.
He was banging that head hard enough to move that shield, so I mean, he probably don't have a knot on there, but he didn't have any blood on it. Really watch them feet, man. He'll kick the piss out of you if you're not careful.
Sorry, Ken, can you put me on a stage? I'm on stage.
Did he say if he took it?
The officer rattled off a list of substances Daniel supposedly used, casually painting him as a walking crime scene without a shred of verified evidence. No toxicology, no field tests, just hearsay and assumption presented with confidence. That's all it takes when officers want to justify force after the fact. They don't need proof if they control the story.
That's out behind you there. He's a methamphetamine person, but I don't know if he's had any. He was drinking, turning up bourbon when I saw him over here. So I told him pour it out, so he tried to pour it down his throat. So I know he's under the influence of alcohol. He had needles in there too, but he says he does heroin and meth from time to time. But
Do you have a info on him, perchance?
I can look it up. I know his name is Daniel Murphy. I don't know his date of birth right now. I'll look it up real quick. You got him?
The officer screamed, "Stop resisting," while Daniel tried to pull his legs into the car, proving once again how easily that phrase gets weaponized. It didn't matter that Daniel wasn't fighting. It only mattered that yelling those words might justify everything on camera later. And when the insults came out, so did the truth.
I don't know how much slack we have here, but a little bit more slack, and I can pull it around. Hey, Yogi, pressure point under his ear moved him last time.
Charlie at 1101.
While trying to navigate directions, the officer snapped at Daniel with a steady stream of insults, calling him a dumbass again and again because apparently degrading someone in custody is just a part of the routine. Even simple tasks like removing restraints came with aggression and zero patience. And the real reason for all that hostility is about to become impossible to ignore.
That 4th Street goes the other direction. I gotta go down to 5th. I think I can go left on 4th. No.
Turn left.
No, I can go right there. That's where 4th Street Live is. You gotta go turn left on 6th. See, 5th Street's one way to the north, so I got...
It's so frustrating to realize that the very people who are supposed to protect us often end up acting like tyrants. And when they don't get the respect they think they deserve, they escalate the situation. So what do you think? What kind of punishment should these officers face? Share your opinion in the comments below, and we're gonna move on to the next case. But if you thought the previous officers were the only creepy cops caught in the act, you were wrong. When Willie, who was at home, refused to let the officers in without a warrant, chaos quickly followed. Instead of presenting a warrant, the officers forced their way in, ignoring his legal rights. However, that wasn't even the worst part. It was just one mistake in a long series.
A warrant, man?
Put your light out of my face.
This I ask y'all for a warrant. Well, come on out of my house, man. Come on out of my house, man. Come on by there. Then I asked y'all for a warrant.
I told
y'all just came in anyway?
Warrant.
Huh?
I told you I got
okay.
the press warrant for him.
Okay. You ain't give me no warrant. You got, if I ask you for a warrant, you got to put a warrant in my hand. Then y'all just looking for stuff. Y'all don't see no damn body behind it. Come on, man, out of my house, man. You on the camera, man. You on the camera. Y'all gotta go.
I don't care about you.
Y'all gotta go, man. Y'all gotta go. I asked y'all arrest warrant. Where the paper at? That means you broke in my house, man. Period. I could be renting this from him or anything. You don't know what that. You just gonna come walk up in there, man. Man, you don't see nobody enough. Come on. Yo, walking somebody's house. Move around, man.
I'm gonna show you the arrest warrant.
Nah, I asked you at first. I asked you before you hit that door. I asked you for a copy of that paper before you came in that door. You did not put it in my hand. You just moved me out the way. You supposed to have it in my hand.
The officers walked into the man's home without handing over a warrant, then acted shocked when he reminded them that the Fourth Amendment isn't optional. They didn't pause, didn't explain, and certainly didn't respect the fact that entering someone's private residence without presenting a warrant violates both constitutional protections and basic decency. But of course, in their minds, flashing a badge replaces every legal step they skipped. And trust me, this isn't the only law they're about to ignore.
You could have showed me that at first. I asked, oh, yeah, you do gotta show me a warrant. And then I move out the way. You don't just come in my house. Get out, man.
Show us your ID.
I can't show you my ID. I ain't got no race.
We're asking you for some ID.
Come on, man. Get out of here, man.
That's got to be one of the weakest ID requests I've ever seen.
You don't see nothing in him.
Are you telling us you leased this from them, or what you trying to say?
You got me out the way, period. Once you buzz me out the way without showing, I don't got to do nothing. Come on out there, man. You see no bat up in him. You just frog it.
Put that out of my face.
This camera.
Get it out of my face now.
This camera.
Yeah, I know it's a camera.
Okay,
Get it out of my face. You got
Okay.
that light, Brian. You want to go to jail? Get it
You
down.
can't give me that rest. Give me that warrant. I asked you for a warrant.
One light down.
I ain't got to put my light down.
The moment the man asked questions, the officers shifted tactics from dodging legal procedure to trying to intimidate him into silence. Not one officer acknowledged the homeowner's right to challenge their presence. That's the tactic here. Overwhelm, confuse, and hope no one notices what's missing. Due process. And the way they double down next makes their intent even harder to deny.
Come on out of there, man. You don't see nobody there. Oh, and you're on cameras. No.
I know I'm on camera. We saw.
Damn right. You're on camera. Let me sit right here. Come on out here, man.
Get that light out of my face.
I ain't got to get nothing out of your face, man. This is my house. I can't see you. Now.
First off, how do you come into somebody's house and start barking orders like that? Second, if you don't want the light in your face, then why are you walking towards the light?
I asked y'all for the paper before you even hit this door. You did not show me. You supposed to put that in my hand. Period. Brandon, come on out of there, man. You just probe it. And make sure you probe right, because you're on camera. The still camera just my voice. They did not put that paper in my hand. I asked them for it first. Come on out of my house, man.
The officer couldn't resist getting the last word, blinding the man with his flashlight one more time on the way out, as if to remind him who held the power. They didn't care about the law, and they certainly didn't care about cameras. In Louisiana, arrest warrants allow entry, but only under strict conditions. None of these conditions were met here.
You saying you wrecked this guy?
Man, get out of my house, man. See nobody up in here. You're on camera. Look around straight. Even for the heathens. That's all I gotta say. The ghost ones. You know what they call it? Ghost cameras. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, we don't care.
I don't care, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Get out of here. Get out of my house. Don't do that no more.
It's ironic how some police officers think a badge puts them above the law. This cop acted like he owned the place, strutting around someone else's home without any legal right to be there. Honestly, I hope they lose their qualified immunity, though let's be real, we'd be lucky if they even get fired. At this point, someone needs to give these officers a serious reality check. On September 22nd, 2024, in Euless, Texas, a man named Jefe jumped into his nephew's Penske truck as a tow truck driver was preparing to tow it. Now, according to Texas law, if a vehicle isn't fully hooked up, the owner can reclaim it without paying. The tow driver admitted the truck wasn't fully hooked, but instead of allowing Jefe to leave, he called the police, escalating the situation that should have never involved law enforcement.
Go over there and look at it. Before that, you've been up and down the whole time. I just told you before that, though. He just told you it was before that.
Can you come here and talk to me so that we're not sitting in the middle of the road and you don't get hit by a car? Stand on the sidewalk so you don't get ran by a car.
How am I going to hit that car right here? It's impossible.
If they hit the back end, it's going to bump into you.
No car's going to hit this truck and bump into me.
No car.
Do what she's saying, man.
Sure. Can I have like your alien phones real quick? I'm gonna pat you down for one minute.
No,
I'm not giving you an option. Turn around. Turn around and put your hands on your head and interlock your fingers.
I gotta put my phone down.
Okay, put him down. Drop him on the ground.
I can't put him down. You hold me.
Just hold the phone, man.
She said interlock my fingers.
Spread your feet.
My feet are spreading.
Spread them more. You're tall.
Jefe jumped on a call with me and told me something about this pat down that I wouldn't have noticed if he hadn't told me.
When Officer Petzl starts to search me, Officer Hamilton is standing on my left side. Officer Lord, who is from his body cam view, is standing on my right side. Petzl, now she's conducting a Terry stop pat down. She was supposed to be. But you see her go into...
One officer reached into the man's pockets during what was supposed to be a basic pat-down, while another quietly turned his body camera away. Because when evidence becomes inconvenient, the uniform suddenly comes with a built-in blind spot. And when the man asked for names and badge numbers, they pretended the law didn't require them to identify themselves, revealing just how comfortable they've become with rewriting the rules on the fly.
Hold on, they're searching me down. Make sure I have any weapons.
I'm just patting you down for weapons.
You're not patting me down. Why are you touching me as a female? Why he can't do it?
Are you offended by me patting you?
Yes, I am. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Turn around and look at me. Talk to me about your phone. Okay. Hey.
Okay.
What is your name?
Excuse me. I was talking to you.
Look, but they're the ones that came out here initially, so if you want to talk to somebody that more know about what's going on, talk to her.
Who's the officer in charge?
She is.
Okay. Okay. First of all, can I have your badge and name number?
Yes. My name is Petzl, Officer Petzl.
Badge number, please?
706.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
You're going to do what she says.
I know. Can I have your name and badge number?
It's going to be on the report, yes.
Okay. Can I have your name and badge number?
It's going to be on the report.
When a civilian asks for an officer name and badge number,
yeah, I don't owe you anything, so you're the one that's in the wrong here.
When the man calmly explained the situation, pointing out that the truck wasn't even hooked yet, which would make the tow illegal, the officer cut him off, not to ask questions, but to lecture him about red tag protocol as if that overruled actual state law. She didn't want clarity, she wanted compliance. And just wait until you see how far they take that logic.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, my nephew.
Can you start from the beginning? What is your name?
My nephew drives Penske trucks. He's on the phone right now. He lives in his car place. He parked his Penske truck. He's on vacation for a few days. I'm walking his dog. I'm dog sitting from him. I'm walking his dog. I see the truck being moved. I ran and tried to tell him, hey, what are you doing? At that time, he was not hooked up, as he told Aaron Hamilton. He was backing up to get ready to hook up the truck. I ran and jumped in the truck before he hooked it up. Now, I don't know about Texas law, but in Illinois, if a person is sitting in the truck, you cannot hook it up to tow.
Okay.
So
let me explain this to you. What is your name?
Just go ahead and talk to me.
Okay, sir. All right. If a vehicle is parked in a public place...
Hold on, listen, she's explaining.
Okay, if a vehicle is parked in a public place for 48 hours, it is considered abandoned. It was red tagged, that red sticker on the driver's window, it was red tagged 4 days ago, okay? That is up to him and Penske. He can contact his employer. You said he works for Penske, correct?
I said he drives Penske.
Okay. So he knows, I assume, that you can't park it in the parking lot of a park.
May I ask you this?
And it was marked abandoned 4 days ago.
May I ask you this?
Yes.
The officer dodged the question about signs by pointing to a city ordinance she never cited, then used that to justify towing a vehicle that wasn't even fully hitched. But the real pivot came when she demanded the man's name, not because he committed a crime, but because he dared to ask questions. She hid behind a penal code update like it was a shield, hoping no one would notice how flimsy her authority was.
Where are the signs that prohibit him from doing this?
It's a city ordinance. If you look it up, Google city ordinance, you'll be able to find it. If you read the sticker...
Hold on, she's explaining something.
If you read the sticker, you get a 48-hour grace period after it was red tagged, okay? So we're way past that point. It's now the 22nd. It was red tagged on the 16th, actually. It was supposed to be moved by the 18th.
She said it was red tagged on the 16th. It's an ordinance.
Yes.
And once listen. No. I know my attorney gonna have a field. But my attorney gonna have a field day with that. You know that.
So let me explain to you what can happen. And this is totally up to the tow truck driver. I'll ask him if he can offer a drop fee, okay?
We're not paying a drop fee.
Okay, then the vehicle's going.
Okay, the vehicle's going. Let them do what they do. No problem.
Let me get your name before you leave.
I'm not going to give you my name.
I spoke with you and you were detained,
I don't
so you need to give me your name. And I'm not going to make it super difficult for you.
I'm not going to give you my name.
I'm making it very easy for you. You are going to give me your name, or else you're under arrest.
When the man refused to surrender his name without justification, the officer pivoted to arrest. You know, her backup plan all along. No threat, no danger, just non-compliance, treated like a crime. She ignored the dog in the park, ignored the family member trying to de-escalate, and ignored the legal ambiguity of the entire encounter. This wasn't about law, it was about control.
No.
I'm going to let them arrest me then just come to the station.
How about you make it much simpler and just give me your name so that I don't have to take you to jail for this?
Can someone hold my phones? Can you take my phones?
I'll hold your phones so they don't get broke. Sure.
You don't want to just give me your name.
Your daddy can't explain anything right now. Let them do what they do. There's a dog in the park right now that's supposed to be attended to. Yes, the dog is over there in the park.
It's your dog or your...
It's my
That's the
nephew's
one you
dog,
were
the one on
walking.
the phone.
That's the one you were walking.
Does anyone else live at the apartment?
The office, they hear you, you're on speaker.
Okay. Are you going to give me your name?
Let's go to the car. Walk to the car. Walk me to the car.
Are you going to give me your name?
I don't ask the questions.
Okay, you're under arrest. Give me your name. Okay, all right, let's go.
Oh my God.
Hello. We're going to be ending the call now. He'll be at Euless Jail. Thank you. Or in Hearst. So, and the wrecker will be towing the vehicle as well.
Okay, so my dog is there, and then my dad is,
Yep.
He's also an officer that's trying to explain, can you...
The officer blamed the arrest on Hefe's choice, pretending it was voluntary to be handcuffed for defending his rights. Then she casually hung up, summarizing the whole situation as a paperwork problem, not the unlawful detention it actually was. And when he brought up the legal ambiguity of stopping a tow in Texas, they dismissed him entirely because the goal was now to trap him into submission.
Refusing to identify himself, so it is what it is. That was his choice.
He's not under... But he wasn't under...
Yeah, he is. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to end the call now. Thank you.
Interference with public duties. How many times a day?
Yes. Face that white wall.
What white wall? No white wall. We yellow right now.
Okay.
Do you have anything on you? Sharp drugs?
I'm going to my right.
Okay, so nobody wants to drink on you, sir?
I'm going to my right to the main side.
Let's say, if you do have anything on you, we find it, that's a charge, man. Try to help me out here.
Can't help me out. I'm fine. Okay. You work over 40 million, trust me, I'm fine.
We can just keep him cuffed, put him in the cell.
Yeah.
Get his stuff.
Before before this situation, I thought that that Texas might be just like Illinois, where
The man was arrested and spent 2 days in jail without bail, even though the tow truck driver admitted the truck wasn't fully hitched, meaning Jefe had the legal right to take it. Officer Hamilton ignored that confession and ordered the arrest anyway. Jefe was charged with failure to ID, and only 6 months later, all charges were dropped. However, unfortunately, it's unclear whether these creepy cops were ever held accountable for their abuse of power. If you think this was outrageous, just wait until you see the next video. What those officers did will leave you speechless. Don't miss it.